I'm making this video. Wasabi Widows. Wanted to talk to me, myself, and I. So I guess Wasabi Weirdo. How you doing? I realized that after I made the mistake with Billy the way that I did, and I didn't need to tell her, but I felt like in my spirit I needed to tell her because it would have been lying. And it was totally up to her whether or not she wanted to still be friends with me. And I'm proud of her for being able to make herself some boundaries, right? Hey, proud of you. That's why I'm starting to make myself boundaries. Because these people have made the same mistakes over and over and haven't made any efforts to change them. And I realized that because I want to be given a second chance, I want to give other people second chances. But at the same time, not everybody deserves a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. You don't deserve a second chance. You knew you were making the mistake when you was making the mistake. And you have to come to terms with that yourself. And I'm realizing it's cool. Because maybe, just maybe, me making these mistakes is one of the main reasons that I know that these mistakes were mistakes to begin with. But Tommy has told me that you don't have to always learn the hard way. I don't know, for me it's hard for me to remember things if I didn't learn them the hard way. It's a hard and heavy road ahead of us. And I'm proud of you. I am proud of you. I'm proud of me. You are me, right? Because you're going to come back to this video. I know you are. You always go back to the videos. Not all of them, which you should. See who you was versus who you became versus who you're trying to be. Because in the midst of all of that, you're going to make mistakes that you don't like and you're not going to be able to take back. Because that's life. So, now that you know that, and it's weird because we don't pay attention to consequences. I know we don't. We don't pay attention to consequences because we're just so used to having consequences whether or not we did something. You know? And having that type of lighting. Okay, that's better. We'll stay over here then. We have to realize that. Go ahead and sit you there because I could talk with my hands and put my phone there. Alright. I realized that the reason that I didn't pay attention to consequences was not only because, Mom taught me that there were consequences, right? But the problem with the way that she was teaching me about consequences was half of the time it seemed like I was getting a consequence whether I was doing right or wrong, And yes, life can be like that sometimes. But if you think that whether you're doing right or wrong, you're going to get consequenced, after a while, you just won't care what you're doing either way because something's bad going to happen. You don't always have to think like that. Nothing bad is always going to happen. And the reason I'm doing this is because this is not only distracting to men, it's distracting to me as well. So, creep. We've been taught to do things we're not supposed to do. I don't want to be like that. And I forgive myself, I forgive myself. Why? Because at least I had the courage to tell her what I did. And I'm not going to say what I did, because if you forget, Serenity, you don't need to remember. Things have happened and you can't take them back. You know? And you keep reminding yourself of everything. You don't have to remember everything. Mistakes are mistakes. Now, you need to remember that those mistakes have happened and that they were mistakes. But at the same time, though, it's like if those mistakes happened such a long time ago, you don't have to dwell on it to remember, hey, that was a mistake. Excuse me. Confirmational burp. I'm sorry. I've been watching these self-improvement and spiritual channels and all of that, and I'm realizing that I low-key need to delete my channel. But it's like I don't want you to, because I don't know if I need to. I don't like how the internet affects me, but it also helps me with my mental health and other things when I actually search for the study. And I'm trying to formulate these thoughts in my head, meanwhile doing other things at the same time. And I'm realizing that the reason that I run out of multitasking capacity? I don't know. I used to multitask very well, and I'm not multitasking very well anymore. And it might be because you're trying to do too many things at once. And because all these years you've been trying to do too many things at once, and mama passed, and now you don't have to do those too many things at once, your mind is trying to relax in ways that it should have been able to relax at a young age and you weren't allowed to. So, focusing only on mom. Making sure that, always worrying about mom made it weird when we had no choice but to worry about ourselves, And this is sad, because the only reason I came to this conclusion is because Tommy gave me an environment where I can not only be by myself, but I can choose to be around him, And I realized after being around him for a couple of months now, I realized why I fell in love with him in the first place. I was searching for a father figure. And I know I'm not supposed to do that particularly, because your father figure should have been your father. And it's okay that it wasn't your father. It's okay. And now we're going through this thing where we're on dad's insurance, and I can't get him to take me off, and I don't know why he trying to hang on to me, and you didn't want to be around the first time, so it's like you gotta let your mistakes be mistakes, man. You can't. And then when you don't let your mistakes be mistakes, you end up fixing or trying to fix that mistake with mistakes, We gonna be alright. I got faith in us. And I realized that, being afraid of being seen is okay too. Because all these years we wanted to be seen, and now I'm like terrified, because I'm like, it's not that I have anything to hide or anything. It's just that I realized I should have hid a lot of things and I didn't, because I wasn't taught that those were things that needed to be hid. And then you were taught that those things were things that needed to be hid, but your mother never hid them. Do as I say, not do as I do. Say as I do as I say. I don't know. We're going through times, man. And I don't want to be seen in a way of but you still make mistakes. Of course I still make mistakes. I'm trying to fix those mistakes by talking about the mistakes I've made. By keeping all of these videos on the same channel. I'm not trying to have multiple channels that I gotta juggle because people want you to be specific. And I knew getting on the internet was gonna do some harm to me. That's why I wanted to start earlier so that I could be used to it by the time that it became important. And it's important now because I have art that I know won't ever be seen. Like, I lost an entire sketchbook somewhere, you know? My bad, I was too close to the camera. I'm teaching myself how to have better posture. And apparently that's better posture. So I've been making sure stand up tall, head up high. You deserve to know that you are worth something. You might not be worth everything. It's okay. Being worth everything, I'm realizing, ain't what you want. But being worth something is something that I would want, you know. And it is what it is. I gotta do my hair. I don't want to do my hair. Because doing my hair is hard to do. Sometimes you gotta do things that are hard. Sometimes you gotta do things that aren't gonna be easy. Sometimes convenience isn't available. It's a part of me that want to take my butt to sleep. It's a part of me that want to finish that picture in the kitchen. We're gonna make choices that help. We're gonna make choices that don't help. And I think that I'm starting to realize I don't mind missing out. I don't mind not having friends. I think that with the type of mental issues I have, my mentality is like I want to be with someone constantly because I was with my mother constantly. But now that mom's gone, it's like I never got the chance to really spend time with myself other than when I was reading a book. And when you're reading a book, you're not exactly paying attention to yourself. You're paying attention to the character that you're putting yourself in their shoes, you know. And I'm realizing that might have been what my English teacher was trying to tell me when I took a personal story and, you know, expected for me to write it correctly. And I knew it wasn't going to be perfect. My thing is I believe that she took me and pretty much made me an example of, well, I said don't put any personal stories. But for me, the only way that I can be efficient is if I take it personal, you know? Now, I don't want to be one of those people where I have to take everything personal for me to do anything. Don't have to take everything personal. But it seems like when I don't take it personal, it seems fake. To me. I don't see how people go through our life without taking anything personal. I don't see how you go to work and don't take your job personal. Me being here, a part of this team is going to make this operation work better because I'm putting in my 100%. They might not be putting in their 100%, but because I'm putting in my 100%, it kind of makes whatever 50, 30, 20% they might be putting in, it makes it better. God knows my heart more than I ever will. And considering that God knows my heart more than I ever will, I am praying to God that eventually I just stop crying about everything. because everything isn't forever. A lot of things don't take your tears. A lot of things don't take your tears to work. You know, you don't have to cry about everything, because a lot of the things that we have cried about were temporary. And because they were temporary, we didn't want to admit that they were temporary. And that's the reason that just talking about how much I cry makes me cry. I kind of don't like how empathetic I am sometimes. But empathy is apparently a good thing. And in a lot of ways, it can hinder you in the world we live in right now. So, and he says he's holding his until it's time. Me, right now, how I am, I can't turn the empathy off. Not only is it probably because I'm a girl, but you know, and admitting, and when us women finally admit, yes, we are emotional motherfuckers, then the non-emotional motherfuckers might admit that they're emotional motherfuckers. I don't know. I don't want to be a public speaker. It's not something that I think I am capable of. But that's just low self-esteem talking. Because we could do it. We've talked in front of crowds before. And we went through it. We did it. You know, our first performance, we were in front of a bunch of people and they were judging. I messed up the lyrics and kept going, you know. Because I realized that's show business. Sometimes you just got to keep going whether you mess up. And I practiced and practiced. And I thought that I drilled that song in my head. And no matter how much I practiced, I still got nervous and messed up the lyrics. Sometimes you just gotta have fun with things instead of studying it. It doesn't always take a study. Matter of fact, why do you think that you forgot nearly everything from grade school? Because if you were studying it, you weren't exactly interested in actually learning it. Learning is different than studying, I believe. Because you can study all day on one thing, go to sleep and wake up the next day and remember some of it, but a lot of the things that you made sure to drill in your head are going to be gone, because it's like, I wasn't even interested in that. You gotta find an interest in these things that you want to know about. And the only reason that I'm starting to think maybe privating my videos wasn't the worst idea, because I started privating my videos again because it's a part of me that just don't want to be seen. And if I am seen, I want to be seen as in, I want to encourage people. You know? And you're gonna miss Billy. You're gonna miss Aaliyah. You're gonna miss Dylan. You're gonna miss all of these people. In the midst of missing all these people, know that being alone isn't a bad thing. You can't save everybody. I don't want you to save everybody. I'd rather you save yourself. Save yourself, man. But if everybody thought that way, then everybody's thinking that way. Well, not everybody. We can't keep assuming everything. Can't keep assuming, and it's not everybody. People are actually giving a fuck. Mark gives a fuck. He's just sick of the fact that even though he got his platform, it seemed like certain people didn't get hit the way that he thought they would. Which is why I want to go watch In Space with Markiplier, because, it was something that I was missing, and he telling us we missing it. Big loop. big loophole. And after a while, when it was like people didn't even want to pay attention to it because it was too complicated. It's too complicated because we're so used to being able to just look up everything, not thinking for ourselves. Learn to think for yourself. Because a lot of the times, because I've been practicing this thing where whenever I want to look up something, I try to figure it out before I look it up, right? And I'm realizing all of the times that I doubted myself and I went to go look those things up, I was right. You know, you're not as stupid as you think you are, but you're not as educated as you think you are either. I don't know. I love you. Girl, I love you so much. Serenity, I love you. You are loved. And it's important, it's way more important to love yourself than it is for somebody else to love you. Because right now we're living in a time where nobody is loving themselves, and that makes it hard for them. Well, let me rephrase that. A lot of people aren't loving themselves. See, we gotta stop using absolutes as well. My mom used to tell me that, and I didn't understand what she was talking about. Because if nothing is impossible, then impossible is nothing. I don't know. These are videos that I think that I'm just gonna have to keep to myself. Because I'm realizing that your girl need a secret. I need a secret to keep. Telling people about my channel and all of this and nobody paying attention. I would rather disappear off of the face of the earth than to sit there and appear and I'm just standing there not knowing what I look like to myself or anyone else, you know? And all this self-reflecting got me judging myself instead of criticizing, and apparently there's a difference. Tommy say that judging is more off of emotional and criticism is more off of logic. And as you know me, I don't really have that much logic, so I got more emotional than anything. We're getting tested on a lot of different things. And I'm gonna help you keep the faith, because you deserve to keep the faith. You kept the faith for everybody else that you encountered. Kept the faith for your mother. A lot of times, because you didn't keep the faith for yourself, you made mistakes that you knew weren't good things to do. Like, literally got dropped off at bro's house by the dude that you were supposed to be being loyal to and ended up fucking. You knew that was a mistake. And that's why it's a lot part of me that's like, I miss Aaliyah. And obviously Aaliyah misses me as well. But like with Billie, we're gonna have to learn that there are consequences. And I don't want to get attached to her baby again and then she do something that makes me feel uncomfortable around her, which makes it where I can't be around Yulin. And I remember my mother doing me like that. And that's why I'm like really on this verge of, should I go talk to her about herself? Should I leave Yulin in whatever the hell, and I could have saved him from his own mother? Like, I'm doing my motherfucking best to keep the faith. And then Ricky said that Aaliyah is acting like she don't like you. And it was like, if that's how she's acting, should I let her back in my life? Because I kept falling out with Delin, let her back in my life, and she fucked me over. He keep letting me back in his life, and I keep fucking up. And I'm doing my best now. I'm doing my best now, but you should have did your best then. But mistakes happen, and this is the forgiving process of forgiving ourselves for being idiots, because that's what you were. You were being an idiot, and you know you were being an idiot. That's the part that's so hard to forgive. The fact that I knew that I was being an idiot. I knew that he was somebody important to me that I should have taken way more serious. And I don't want to blame myself completely. I had reasons. I did have reasons. I had a lot of different reasons. But just because you got reasons don't mean that those reasons aren't excuses. I'm gonna leave you alone. I love you. We're forgiving ourselves. I am forgiving you. Because everything is a process. And I know that me bringing up other guys is probably going to be the main issue that me and him have. And I feel like that's going to be the problem. The fact that I can't make friends with females, can't make friends with males. And with the way that things are, if I'm going to take me and his friendship serious, it means that he's going to have to be the only friend I have. And I don't want that type of life. This is gonna hurt, you know? That's why I want you to take your time to relax now. Get off your phone. You be on it for 10 hours, 11 hours, 12 hours. Sometimes you be on that month for 24 hours. Every single day. You don't even go to sleep no more. And when you go to sleep, you have to have something playing in the background. That didn't used to be. And you think because you're not watching Markiplier while you're going to sleep. Like, why you have to watch them to go to bed? It's weird. We're going through weird times. I know I keep getting distracted. It's because I'm letting myself flow where I'm supposed to. Made a little oil thing with some oil and perfume. It's kind of like a lava lamp. You shake it up, it goes right back to normal. Shaking it up, see? Can see all the little balls inside. Anyway. Distractions. We're gonna have to start learning how to identify these distractions. I think I'm gonna have to go to a doctor about my mental health. Because I'm not nowhere near where I'm supposed to be. And if I was nurtured, then I would be nurtured, you know. I want to call my dad and talk to him about how if you're not going to be able to talk to me at all times about what I'm supposed to be doing with your insurance, you need to take me off. Because not being able to talk to you about how to use insurance and how to not being able to reach the parent that's low-key wanting to be a parent, but you don't want to take time out to be a parent because you're already a parent to all these other children. But you're forgetting me. And I'm the oldest. So it's like, I no longer need you. And I gave you the dad status because I thought you were going to be a father. Now realizing that you are a father, you're not a dad. Can't fix a mistake with a mistake. And you're hindering me. And I told him he was hindering me. Which is why it's a part of me that's like, I might have to take my own father to court. Because you put me on your insurance but didn't ask me. And now I'm on your insurance and I can't get no eyeglasses. I was able to get my ears checked, but it was like the place I went to got free money out of me. They didn't even do what they were supposed to. Ears still bothering me. I mean, thank you for the antibiotics, but my ear is still bothering me. Like there's something in it. And yeah, I'm fighting like hell to be a normal adult, man. It's like with the way that things are, it makes you want to die. Because it's like, it shouldn't have been this difficult, and it is. And it's this difficult because everybody is trying to be satisfied. And it's not impossible, but it's very, very close to impossible with all these extra things in the way. Nobody's finding their way. A lot of people are finding their way. I don't know. I'm trying to heal myself. And healing myself is not working. Going on YouTube and finding other ways that other people healed is not working. Makes you want to lock yourself up in a box and throw yourself away, huh? Because you're like, yeah, I'm worth it, but what am I worth? And now that I'm just now realizing that I'm worth it, it's like, what am I worth? I know that I'm worth a lot. I just don't know what I'm worth. And figuring it out is going to take hell. I'm going to have to go through more hell. And thinking about all the hell that I've already been through. You've already been through so much. And with the way that the world is going, you ain't going to be able to catch a break. And it's okay, because this is technically a break right here. You sitting up here, you have the choice to get off your phone. Google is watching like a motherfucker, because they over here backing up videos that I didn't ask them to back up. YouTube is able to do whatever they want with your stuff. I haven't gone on my mom's channel. And I need to get her videos off of YouTube so that I can keep it before they just eliminate the channel, right? Or maybe I need to let mama go. The letting mama go the first time is the whole reason why I wasn't able to be there when she passed. It's just so much that I've been confronting with myself. I haven't been able to give myself a break since I started. I could be so mean to myself sometimes, you know? You could be so mean to you. And judging yourself won't help you heal. Criticizing might help, but I don't know. I just want to love me for whoever I was and whoever I'm going to be. And I'm trying my best to breathe. We gotta start remembering to breathe. You breathe today. And I mean a real deep breath. Come on. Whew. Mm-hmm. Did you hear all of that? You gotta breathe. Whether you got mucus in your nose or not, you gotta breathe. We're gonna do better. And when we do better, it'll be okay. You know?